Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So Solana is still in my resistance area for a possible fourth wave that could still result in a fifth wave to the downside. Solana is in quite a special situation because this fourth wave, as I said yesterday, could extend out a little bit further, especially as long as we only have 3 waves. The reason is that the move down in a C wave is considered a diagonal pattern, an ending diagonal. In a diagonal pattern, you can have those overlaps between waves 1 and 4, and that means it could even go higher, yeah. But above $22, basically, I will rule out the idea that this could still a wave 4. But for now, I still have it actually on the chart. It has reacted now twice to the 61.8 retracement. Now a break above that level, and it looks like it could do it, would most likely send it to the next resistance, which is actually around 2170, these swing highs here from early March, and then the 2196 level, really micro resistance, is the 78.6 retracement, and that would be a very important one. However, also have to tell you that if we push any higher, then we start to get 5 waves. So it's starting to look interesting, certainly with Solana. Let me actually hide that. In the end, if Solana now finally breaks to the upside, then the primary expectation here would have worked out. As you know, we've been waiting for this wave 2. Price did come into our support area pretty much bang on in the middle, between the 61.8 and the 50% Fibonacci retracements between 1517 and 1739. Throughout the wave down, I did highlight to you that I would like to see at least 1739, and that became also true. It did drop a little bit lower, but reclaimed that level quite quickly. Then the breakout above the descending trend line basically confirmed, well, not confirmed, but indicated a trend shift. And it could very well be that we are now in a third wave to the upside. Now that would be the very bullish interpretation. Now in a very bullish interpretation, we say that we rallied in a wave 1 and that this was our ABC structure, has been on the chart for many weeks. The idea was to get, in the most likely case, into this support area and turn around. So this is happening. Like we got rejected in our resistance area, we did now get rejected or found support in our trend reversal support area for this larger wave 2. And if this is going to work out, which we don't know, we will need to see. Yeah, we need to see. Then we get a third wave into the $48-50 region. So that's why I highlighted in the last few days that in these areas here, in these green support areas, we have really good reward to risk ratios. And either way, so this is now moving up. So what are the possibilities? Now, the main possibility, and this will become even more likely if we get 5 waves to the upside and then again 3 waves down, that would confirm a trend shift. Then we should get to a third wave here, to $48-50, but there are resistances along the way. So we need to take it level by level really by looking at the microstructure. But bigger picture, you would get something like this: a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5 in the third wave. So we've got here basically 5 waves that we would get to follow through on the bullish potential. That is what the market would need to show us. To do that, it needs to break above key resistance levels. What are the main resistance levels on the bigger time frame? So we've got 23.56. That is the previous wave 2 high of end of February. And then very relevant is this red resistance area. That's still relevant. Most relevant level here is around 26.80. We got rejected at that level here, middle of February or end of February and end of January. So these are key resistance levels. If we break above these, then we have a really good confirmation that the third wave is actually running. Okay, so that would then have worked out quite nicely. Also, again, the idea that typically when you are in a wave 2, especially in a wave 2 of a significant degree, the bearish news come onto the front pages of the newspapers, yeah, and you'll see those bearish news everywhere. We had a lot of bearish news this week, or last week, and therefore no surprise that we found something at least like a local bottom. Something like a local bottom. It's way too early to say we are definitely in a third wave, but ideally this is now following through. And we will talk about now how it needs to follow through, what does it need to do. Of course, if it still makes one more low, then the support area is still active as a possible trend reversal area, and it could find support again at $17.39, $15.17, or $12.02. So all of that still valid. It's just the point is just that we haven't got really 5 clear waves to the upside. So strictly, we cannot confirm the trend has shifted. However, by looking at the trend line, yes, trend has shifted. If we just look at it like, okay, trend line is a trend filter, move from a downtrend back into an uptrend, because we've got here a higher high and we've got basically a higher low, and we're trying to push above the previous high as well, so it starts to look interesting. So if I go to the 1 hour chart, then we can see the structure here. I'm not really happy with this structure here. Yeah, it looks too much like a 3-wave structure. Now we could say maybe this was a wave 1 and then an A overshooting B wave and a C wave down. That's technically possible. Then we would say, okay, we had our wave 1 here. Sorry, not ABC. Then we had our wave 1 here, a wave 2, and we're now in the 3rd wave. Bit like what Bitcoin, what ADA might be doing. So that we had a 1, 2 here. So basically here. And that this was just sort of an A wave overshooting B wave and a C wave. Not the greatest micro count, but don't get me wrong, this is just micro counting. You sometimes see all sorts of distortions. And then here we had a possible wave 1 again, wave 2. This might be a 3, 4, and 5, but it's not an ideal structure because the retracements here are quite strong on the Solana chart. And it looks like this wave 4 did go deeper than it would be ideal. Yes, we came down to the 61.8 retracement. So not too confident about this subwave structure count, to be honest. Not happy at all, actually. I mean, you probably count it better as a diagonal, yeah, where the subwave structures are ABCs. So that means we might have had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we might now be pushing up in wave 5. In such a diagonal structure, the subwaves are ABC, and you can count that ABC in 1, ABC in 2, A, B, C in 3, 4, and now we would get an ABC structure in wave 5. Now, ideal targets in a wave 5 in diagonals, yeah, in diagonals the fib levels are a little bit less reliable. So what you tend to use are trend channels. So let's see if we can combine these lows together, if it will give us a 5th wave in the trend channel. So the way I think this could play out, just speculation, is that this might be an A wave, we get a B wave and a C wave or something like that, yeah, in a wave 5. So important in a diagonal is to ensure that the wave 3 is not the shortest. It isn't, because it's longer than the wave 1. So we could expect wave 5 to be quite long, possibly, because if wave 1 is the shortest, then wave 3 is a bit longer, tends to typically indicate that the wave 5 could be even longer, but we'll see. Sometimes these also end with a throw over above the channel, indicating that the diagonal is over, so that this could be a wave 1 in 5 waves. Alternatively, we still have 3 here in a 4th wave and might make another low. I'll leave that on the chart until we get a proper 5-wave move up. But yeah, so far trend has shifted, possibly. Yeah, we're observing that for now, and it has turned around in our trend reversal area, which is fantastic for now. Let's see if it can follow through in the next few days. What I can see as a possibility is that when CPI is coming out, this might coincide with a possible wave 2. So let's say we get 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would count as a wave 1. Sorry, as a wave 1, that we get an ABC correction down in a wave 2, something like a dump, yeah. People might call it pump and dump, bull trap, things like that, that we get this wave 2 with CPI. Now, if that happens when these days are happening, like CPI, you get the CPI report, things like that, this can move very quickly. So this could come down in an instant and then rally. Now that's pure speculation. We can really only analyze and trade what we see in the chart, not what might happen. Yeah, we can only trade what should happen, not what could happen. Anything could happen, but what is it that should happen? Yeah, the idea was to turn around in this support area. So let's see if it now follows through. Certainly great potential at the moment in the crypto market. but it needs to follow through now. Okay, that's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.